With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Denver Broncos select. Give me a drum roll, guys, and let the audience know.
Ding, ding.
Who's gonna say it? Who's gonna say it?
Defensive back, Jahdae Barron. Unbelievable.
Jade, dude, we love them Texas Longhorns, man. I'll tell you what. How many Texas Longhorns we got on the defense right now? We got Malcolm Roach. We got. I'm always bad with when I press record with names, and then obviously the tequila's got me going. The safety. Who's the safety? He's a stud. Crazy. We got we got a lot of Texas Longhorns.
What's his name? Now I'm blanking.
PJ Locke.
No, PJ Locke was one, but the starter. Oh my God. What the fuck? It's been so long since I looked at our roster.
Brandon Jones?
Brandon Jones. Anyways, guys, shocker of a pick. Crazy. It was one of those where I felt like, man, what the hell are we going to do? I was so heartbroken when Ibuka went at 19. I honestly, at that point, didn't even care. And then I thought we were going to trade back, right? Because we picked with like a minute left, which it seemed like we were probably kind of filling some balls. I thought that was going to be the case. And then it comes in with Jahdae Barron, and immediately my mind went to like, okay, don't be emotional about the pick because of the need. Think of the player. But I want to know, I'm curious, David, what are your thoughts? And then we'll get to you, Jeremy.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, well, first off, I'm a little disappointed because I want us to go after the trenches or, most importantly, weapons for Bo Nix. Now, we'll have to see how the rest of the draft shakes out before I start to panic about how we're just going to bring back, an average offense. But looking back now, Sean Payton has selected corners in the first round. George Payton obviously has. Maybe this is something that we should have considered a little bit more seriously along with defensive line. Obviously, now that Jahdae Barron's the selection, I think that it definitely makes our defense, our defensive secondary elite. Can he play wide receiver too? That's kind of what I'm interested in. But
yeah,
I was really hoping we were going to be able to orchestrate a trade back. Steelers still passing on Shador. So, I mean, who knows what happens now with the next quarterback to go off the board. But I'm a little disappointed. I wanted some of that top end talent, but I think we got the top guy in terms of talent that was on the board. You could argue probably him or Will Johnson. And I don't think you should be too upset when you're always just going probably with just the overall best player available, regardless of team need.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy?
Yeah. I mean, don't let it fool you. Like, we got top talent. That don't make it seem like we didn't get top talent. We just didn't get top offensive talent. Now, I was very, very surprised just because you got Golden, you got Hampton, you got Henderson, and even Harmon was on there. And so I just wasn't expecting it, especially with signing, Hufanga, and you got Brandon Jones, and you got PS2, and you got Riley Moss. You got what seems to be pretty loaded. But I guess I would look at it like this. When Riley Moss went down for that month, our team looked completely different. And this is insurance for any of that kind of stuff. So if you're going to have to go against Patrick Mahomes for the next probably decade still, you're going to have to go against Justin Herbert. You don't know what the Raiders are going to do, but having an elite, this could be no fly zone too. I came up with a new name for them. But that's got to be exciting too. Yeah. I try not to freak out about these things because the night when we drafted Pat Surtain, everybody wanted Justin Fields, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Dude, I was 100% in that camp.
Right.
100%.
Exactly.
George Payton knows his corners. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt now that
Riley I'm telling you, I know Jahdae's nice. But continue. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just saying. So instead of being I'm not going to freak out about it as a negative just because it wasn't what I was expecting. But and we still got a lot more draft to go, and you could still get Jack Besh or your running back or whatever. I'm still expecting us to handle those guys. Maybe Tyler Ferguson or tight end. So
Yes.
I'm not like freaking out, but it was unexpected. I honestly think that they were hoping Loveland or Warren or maybe even Igbuka was going to be there. And when Igbuka or one of those guys went, because Schrager had Igbuka, which tells me a lot. Matt Miller had Igbuka for us. So the fact,
But it's weird because Schrager had, and I don't know if it was Schrager or Daniel Jeremiah, but I think Schrager had the Bucks taking Matthew Golden.
right, Golden slipping.
So no, but it's almost like, you know, they must have heard that, like, you know, wide receivers not off of the market, and they just got the wrong receiver. But like, damn,
Maybe that's what it was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so to me, like, if that's, I mean, we're all going to hear the things about we got who we want, can't believe he fell, and all that stuff. Who knows if that's true? Like I said before in a previous video, watch the body language, because if the body language is ecstatic, then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is maybe not who we were expecting, but like, we're so happy. Or if their body language is kind of like, yeah, no, we're very happy, like it's good, thumbs up, everybody.
Did they show it?
No, I'm sure. No, it hasn't happened yet.
I didn't notice it yet.
Oh, they showed the war room for a minute, and
really?
yeah, and it seemed like the people in the back, which was weird. Yeah, I was like, oh, we're not going defense, because Vance was all the way in the very back, and he didn't look.
A lot of the times that shit's not live though.
Yeah,
like,
so they filmed it.
It's like probably before they even do anything.
Right, because they don't want to tip anything. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see all the videos in the press conference after this. But I'm not mad about it. When you get a guy that I saw a lot of people mock as a top 10 guy, and you get him at 20, I'm not going to get mad. Just not the guy I expected.
It was just a shocker,
Yeah, it's just a shocker.
5 interceptions this year, a 34 quarterback rating when targeted. The guy's a shutdown guy. I mean, it gives us a ton of versatility in the secondary. You can play both outside and slot. So I think now you have probably a very good group of 5 corners that you feel good about this year. And if we need to move on from Jaquan McMillan after this tender season, we can do that. But I think Broncos Fan for Life had a comment in here saying they're saying they're not going to score on us this year. And that's I guess that's the approach that we're taking, man. But maybe we really are going to punt on wide receiver till at least like day 3, because I would much rather, with how I expect things to go tight end or running back with our couple picks tomorrow. But who knows? Maybe Jaden Higgins is going to be there, and that changes things.
Yeah. You know, I wish this is one of those situations where I really wish Andy was on here with us, because I know how high he's been on Jahdae Barron. He got me on him, and let me tell y'all something. Like, as long as Jahdae Barron and Riley Moss and PS2 are healthy, Jaquan McMillan will not see the field. And I love Jaquan McMillan, but he is an immediate starter at nickel. He can play outside. His versatility is amazing. He's an incredibly good player. I'm just I am surprised, but the investment in the defense is crazy. You know, obviously we weren't to be surprised that if it happened like on the D-line, and I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Jeremy, or was it the day before? I think it was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
When we talked about, like, sometimes these offensive-minded coaches are like, you know what, let's just fortify this defense. I can make do, and you know, maybe they realize, hey, you know, Omarion Hampton still has. There's only been one running back taken in a very deep class. If they can get back into, you know, the upper half of the second, maybe they still make a trade tonight. We don't know.
Yep.
But if that can happen, then they can still get one of their guys at running back. And then at that point, they just take BPA. But it's a shocking pick, man. It's a shocking pick. But the more I kind of sit and like take it in, I'm like, holy shit, we got what I think is a really good player.
We got the safest player in the draft, right?
That's what it feels like. It feels like
second,
it's a super safe.
I think the safest, one of the safest defensive players.
Well, that's what he said about PS2. That's why I was saying that when he fell. Because he wasn't the first corner off the board, right?
No,
I know.
It was Jason Horn.
It was JC Horn, a pick before, I think.
Yeah, it was a pick before.
And, oh my God, Omarion Hampton is gone. And he went to the fucking Chargers, bro.
Well, it's gonna see where you're.
That is crazy. All right, I ain't tripping about it. Like, I guess I'm kind of just low key happy that we.
Dude, him and Najee are going to be a nightmare to tackle, man.
Knock on wood that Travion Henderson doesn't go to the Chiefs.
Maybe we should have gotten Derek Harmon.
Yeah, I mean, well, if they're planning, here's the thing: if they're planning to pay,
Look who it is.
Yeah, if they're planning to pay Zach Allen and JFM, then maybe you don't pick a defensive lineman. So if they like both Harmon, but they were surprised Barron was there and they had Barron higher on the board, then you take Barron, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm listen, Zach Allen, I'm not worried about at all. Like I'm 95% sure they're gonna extend him, and then I think they're also gonna extend Malcolm Roach. I don't know about JFM. So at least
That's
Malcolm Roach, you've got somebody, but they could easily still select another, really solid defensive lineman. I mean, there's quite a decent amount available. I'm going to pull up like the best available here. I'm like, there's so many things going on. I always try to not get overwhelmed, but I do.
What if we go Alfred Collins with our second round pick?
Go all Texas defense.
Just all defense, bro. I'd be like, man, maybe Kodiak. Welcome, Kodiak. I'd be like, maybe Kodiak was onto something. And maybe his 1,200 yards for Troy Franklin is like really gonna have to come to fruition. Kodiak, how you feeling, man, with the pick of Jahdae Barron?
Listen, I would have come in here sooner, but I just had to make sure that I didn't say something that I really, really would have regretted. Okay, on air. Really? I get it. I get it. Especially okay. The guy I was absolutely spamming on all your shows went one pick after we picked Jahdae Barron, and it's just like.
And the guy I wanted went a pick before us, bro.
Yeah, it's like this. Holy to shit. Me, it just felt like we got sniped on Igbuka and didn't really have another backup plan in place. So that's why we went BPA. But you know what? BPA, it's never the wrong strategy. And you have these ultra cracked quarterbacks in the AFC. So naturally, when you have a strong secondary, that's the counterpunch to it. So I get it, and I'm excited for Barron to put on the orange and blue.
Well, I want to let you guys know something because that was my first initial reaction. I agreed with you 100%. In fact, I think I said it live, like right when we went on. I was like, I think Kodiak, or maybe backstage, whatever it was. Anyways, I was saying I think you're onto something. But for what it's worth, and I think this is really important. This one was Peter Schrager, right? Peter Schrager had the Buccaneers taking Teteroa McMillan, which I was like kind of surprising.
Why would they do that?
Exactly. That's kind of what I did the reaction to it yesterday, and I was like, that's a little bit weird, but like maybe, right? And then Daniel Jeremiah had the Buccaneers taking Matthew Golden. So there was obviously some buzz that wide receiver was very much in play, right? When Ted McMillan went early, and there's just no way that like Peter Schrager and Daniel Jeremiah felt that. And the Broncos had no idea that was the case.
Right.
There's just no way. Like, because if that was the case, they would have easily traded up with, the Cardinals or the Falcons or, any of those guys that were in front of them. So maybe they were just like, you know what? We like all these guys. And then I think personally, they were probably like, if they were fielding calls, they were looking like, we want to move back, but we're not willing to move back that much. Like, I don't think maybe, like, for example, maybe they didn't want to move back into the second round. So they were like, you know what? We're going to stand pat. But, like, even the fucking Steelers traded, and still nobody's gotten Shador. So, who knows? I mean, I think it was a BPA pick. They were just trying to do their due diligence. But let me tell you guys, I will say, I can firmly say, I think that we can arguably have the best secondary in the entire NFL, because our biggest weakness right before was PJ Locke and Jaquan McMillan. I love McMillan, but I can understand how he was like a weakness. PJ Locke, we obviously replaced with Hufanga, and immediately day one, I'm telling you, Jahdae Barron will be your nickel, and he can be your outside guy too. And maybe you can even put Riley Moss inside, but the nickel corner plays just as much as the outside corners do, like not much less. And with the pass rush, holy shit. I mean, we're going to have a sick defense. And Bo Nix is going to have to make do with whatever the hell Sean Payton gets him. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah. No, I get it. Once again, this felt like a BPA pick. But, hey, coached by Jim Leonard, coached by Vance Joseph, we can do a lot of great things in the secondary next year.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what Schrager had Jahdae Barron slated for Arizona at 16. And his write-up says the Thorpe Award winner is the top corner in this class, not named Travis Hunter. The Cardinals have been quietly adding premier talent through the draft for the past few years. So this one makes a lot of sense. So it's interesting that, I mean, if you look at it that way, and apparently, you know, Jacksonville, who knows if Travis is going to play two ways or whatever, but you might have got the best corner in the draft 2 of the last 5 years. So
I think we did.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't be. Here's the thing: you just got a premium position at 20, and you maybe got the best at that premium position, and you just reset the. You know, you have 5 years at a low cost for a top corner. You can't be mad at that.
No.
So I know people are going to be upset. They wanted a running back earlier. They wanted, you know, a wide receiver or whatever. But just like team building, that is wise team building.
And you know what's crazy about the whole thing? Before we selected Bo Nix last year, and we got into the whole like quarterback thing, my solution for fixing the Broncos was trade the best asset that you got on the team, because it's a luxury pick and we were in a really bad situation, and that was PS2. I was like, dude, if we trade PS2 and we get a haul and we're able to make the most out of it, we can get back quickly. Well, we got unbelievably lucky. Sean Payton, George Payton did a great job. We got Bo Nix. And now it's like, it's not a luxury position anymore, because we're actually a very, very, very good team. And all we did is add to it. I think this is a George Payton pick, and I think Jim Leonard is thrilled with it. I think Sean Payton's probably fine with it. But George Payton loves his corners, dude. I don't know how many corners he's taken. I think he's taken a cornerback every single year he's ever been a GM or an assistant GM. But man, Jahdae Barron. Now the debate is what number is he going to wear here in Denver? Because he is
it's not
number
going to be
2.
7.
Oh, he's number 7. Sorry, he was number 2 before, I think.
Yeah, it's not going to be 7.
And he was 23.
Oh yeah, Evan Ingram's one.
He was 23 at one point too.
27 once DeMar Mathis gets cut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to open up about $3 million, which should be enough to sign J.K. Dobbins.
Jello knees.
Yeah.
Jello knees for Breeze.
We got to get J.K. But man, I had another thought.
Matthew Golden to the Packers. I did mock that. That was a good one.
Dude, great pick by the Packers. Marc, this is what I was going to ask you. Now, your prediction has been we're going to get 2 picks in tonight. So tell me how this is going to happen and what we're doing.
I don't know. This whole thing threw me for a loop, man. It really did. So it's a good question. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to keep up with who's getting drafted too. So let me see who's available real quick.
It's probably Henderson.
And
you would be thinking.
I mean, you would think. Like the thing is they might not have to get into the first round for Henderson, but like definitely the early second, in my opinion. Unless they really love Quinchon. Like if you like both of those guys evenly, then it gives you a little bit of flexibility. Like if no more running backs go, like let's say, what are we at? Where I picked 23 now? Or 22? Yeah, 23 is on the clock.
23 just went. No,
so like if, I would say
23.
I would say if by 28 no more running backs are taken, then maybe you can wait. But I mean, dude, I swear to God, if we traded back into the first round and we got Trevion Henderson, I would be ecstatic.
Dude, the Chiefs would be dumb to take him, man. They need to go O-line.
The Chiefs should take a punter, I think, in this round.
Yeah.
Long snapper.
No, I mean, I did talk about how long snapper is very important. Maybe they should go with that.
Yeah, long snapper is important.
It's key.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Honestly, I wonder if we go Judkins tomorrow and then we sign my guy, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt as a UDFA. But I don't know, man. Now I'm just wondering if we're even going to select a wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, maybe what Sean Payton's been saying of like wide receivers in need, but it's not a must, and he likes the room and blah, blah, blah. Like maybe he's being legit about it. Like there's a lot of signs pointing that was the case. He definitely didn't like the running back room. So running back is a guarantee. And they did say like, yeah, and picks, in the second to the 7th round, there's a lot of really good running backs. And I still think we get 2 of them. But wide receiver might be one of those where we're just like, you know what? We can wait. But this is kind of like the more work I did on the wide receiver room, the more I felt like there's a lot of really good dudes in this wide receiver class, man, in my opinion.
In the class or our room?
No, in the class, like
okay.
in this draft, like there's a lot of like depending on what it is the Broncos are looking for. Like even Xavier Restrepo, I don't really give a shit how he tested. I think he's such a good fit for us in the 6th round at this point. So
give me Efton Chisholm, baby. I would
Anthony
still like
Chisholm.
him in the 6th
Dude,
round.
look, I love Jack Besh and Kyle Williams, Isaac Tesla. I mean, there are some decent. I mean,
Bro,
those are
Jaden
some
Higgins.
great. Yeah, Jaden Higgins. There's some great wide receivers. So if we go, I wonder if Sean was like, all right, I'm gonna let you pick a defensive player in round 1, but now I get to do what I want to do the rest of the
We go
draft.
all
Yeah,
out.
yeah. No, I would honestly be surprised if if like the next 2 or 3 picks at least weren't all offense. But like, think about it. Like, of all the wide receivers that are available, the best receivers in general, according to ESPN's board, the only ones that have been taken aside from Travis Hunter is Ted McMillan and Matthew Golden. I mean, you got Jaden Higgins, you got Luther Burden, Jalen Knoll,
Ibuka.
Jack Betch, and Ibuka, Jalen Royals, Kyle Williams. Like, you've got a lot of dudes that for sure will be available later.
Another theory that I have, I don't know, is that, I mean, we've heard all offseason about the Broncos going running back or like wide receiver at this pick. And I do wonder if that was intentionally put out by the Broncos to smokescreen them actually wanting to go some sort of defensive position at this pick, whether it was corner or defensive line. Again, all that JJ McCarthy stuff has just got me thinking that way.
I honestly think, personally, I think they set themselves up in free agency to do whatever they wanted to do, just to truly go BPA. I think they like the wide receiver room enough to pass on it in round 1. Now, running back's obviously a need, but it's such a deep class that you can pass on it in round 1. And, I think if they loved, I bet you they had 5 guys there, and Barron was at the top of the list, like as far as their board. That's all it was. And they go, if we can't trade back, we're going to take the top of our board. A lot of people had Barron going earlier. Almost everybody had Barron going earlier. And Barron was there, so that's what they did.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I don't.
It's crazy, man.
I don't fault the process. Like, cornerback is a premium position, as you all have mentioned. But once again, I would have preferred to attack the defensive line. But, if they did their due diligence on these prospects, which, I mean, they're paid to do that, so I have no reason to believe they didn't, then I trust them. I trust Sean Payton. I trust George Payton because of what they have done with so limited resources with this team. And,
Yeah, I mean, and for what it's worth, this is from the boy James Palmer. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Oops, come on.
That first comment.
This is from James Palmer himself saying, this might be obvious, but the Broncos never thought Jahdae Barron was going to be there at 20. Never had to pick him. They loved his game.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So, I mean, and that's the thing, man, is like with these things, you never know. You literally never know. Like, it could have been they had Jahdae Barron above Ibuka and Hampton. And, they obviously had him above Hampton, above a lot of these guys. And they were like, he's not going to be there. And they're like, oh, shit, maybe we should just do it. So
Now
it's always about the future with the draft. That's why I always talked about with running backs in the first round. Like, a lot of GMs, especially George Payton, but really good GMs, they always think about the future in a few years. It's never just like in the immediate.
It's like the Ravens. They sit back and they let the board fall to them, and there's always somebody that they didn't expect to be there that just falls right into their lap, and they scoop them up. And it feels like that's kind of what they did with this draft in the first round. Now, I will say it is wild times that Genty is now in the AFC West and Hampton is now in the AFC West, and neither one of them are on the Broncos. But look, if you look at it long term, in 5 years, let's hope Jahdae Barron's one of the top corners in the league, and those 2 guys are off to another team because they don't want to, go all in. They're drafting a new running back because that's what happens with running backs. So it stings because we haven't drafted our running back yet, but it's coming. Mm-hmm. So be patient with that.
Yeah, and it looks like the Vikings at number 24 have taken Donovan Jackson.
Wow.
Okay.
And
I hope the Rams
guard
take Shador here at
tackle.
26, man.
So and that's crazy because now we got the Texans are up, and I thought they were going to go for Donovan Jackson. So it could be 2 back-to-back tackles, and Dude, there's so many good players still
I mean,
available.
Houston, well, yeah, I guess they need offensive line, but they also kind of need running back.
Yeah, and the Nuggets are getting their ass kicked by 14 currently at the
Oh,
time. So
I haven't even turned it on. So
dude, I like forgot they're even playing. I can literally give a shit less.
hey, I'm curious. What do you guys think about? Okay, let's say we do punt on wide receiver. You guys think we should bring in somebody like Keenan Allen, like on a cheap deal?
I like Elijah more than him.
I think he would take away snaps of. At that point, it's not that much of an upgrade to like our room that's already like coming up. So I would probably say no. I think Sutton is your veteran guy that they can learn from. I don't think you need to.
Yeah. I like Elijah more in that situation because he's a pure slot guy. Like he brings a skill set that we don't really have.
One thing, real quick.
I still think we're taking running back. I think we're taking running back, wide receiver in the next 2 picks. Which makes me worried about the D-line, but I guess we'll have to see.
We can get Ty Robinson in the 4th, maybe.
I think nice. Tight end could be in the next 2 picks as well.
You ain't lying. I think Mason Taylor is someone that Sean Payton just absolutely loves.
The one thing about Igbuka that made sense after they picked him is he plays the game so similarly to Chris Godwin, who they have. And to me, it's like, oh, we can just get a guy who can do all the little things that Chris Godwin has done for us, and I think that's probably what was really attractive.
Did they just sign him to like a 3? Like, aren't all their wide receivers locked up for like the next 3 years?
Yeah, but you never know how long Evans is going to last.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Is old, so it's interesting. I mean,
oh hey, Giants moved up to 25.
That's what.
Jackson Dart. Oh, Shadaddy?
It's got to be Shador.
No, well, Schrager had the Giants moving up to 26 and picking Jackson Dart. So we'll see.
No, I think it's Shador, bro. I think that,
I don't even know how we're having this conversation about Jackson Dart being better than Shador.
They jumped the Rams for Shador?
Ooh. You ain't lying. They did jump the Rams, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit. There's a lot going on right now. I might be able to get the pick like well in advance, but let's see. The Giants. So just to give you guys an example, the Giants get picked 25. The Texans went back to number 34, and they also got picked 99 and a 2026 third. So they got 2 third-round picks, one this year, one next year.
Nice.
So maybe that's what the Broncos would have gotten. I would have been good with that. I mean, it would have been a little bit annoying that it was next year's third, but.
Well, here's the thing. If we all kind of wanted to trade back, right? If we would have went back to 26, we wouldn't have got Hampton. He's gone. We wouldn't have got Golden. He's gone. We wouldn't have got Harmon. He's gone. We probably wouldn't have got Barron. I don't see him sliding another 6 picks. And then you basically it'd be Henderson or I don't know. So that's why you don't trade up. If you get a guy you like, they probably entertained it, but.
Dude, I just saw.
Oh my God! It is Jackson Dart, bro.
I had a feeling.
Oh my God!
The chip on Shador's shoulder is getting bigger and bigger.
That is absolutely crazy. Shador must have been like really an asshole.
I just think it has a lot to do with like.
I don't think they want the circus.
The circus. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not even his fault per se. It's just, again, it's like the Tebow effect.
Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm. It just comes with the territory when you're such a big star.
And I mean, look, like there are things he doesn't help. Like they don't need to be retiring his jersey. They don't need to, I don't have a problem with that necessarily, but there's just always another little thing that you're just like, that they're making it about themselves. And they're good marketers. But maybe to get drafted high for a team, that's going to hurt you a little bit. But I think if he goes to the right situation, he'll be fine. So
that's what it's all about, going to Sean McVay, baby. That's what I want for him. Learn behind Stafford, and then just tear it up in the dome for the next 15 years.
So where does that put the Rams? In round 2 now?
No, the Rams are still at 26.
No, they're still on the clock.
Oh, they're still at 26. They went to 25.
And honestly, if the Rams take Shador, that'd be such a win-win, like across the board. Obviously, it would be great for Shador. Great for the Broncos because now 2 picks have basically been taken up by the quarterback.
ET, don't crash out on us yet. You can't give it an F-. No, this
Exactly.
this makes our secondary the best in the NFL, man.
I was about to say.
Now, if we go straight defense through the rest of our premium picks, I might be crashing out there with you.
Yeah,
In terms of just the overall talent, man.
That's
a great
crazy.
pick.
The thing, and do you remember what did I say, Jeremy? On like if we took Jahdae Barron, what would it be? Or did I ask you that?
I think you were just like, wouldn't that be crazy if that happened? And then we didn't really expand on it, but you definitely expressed it like, wouldn't that be crazy?
Funny.
And we both didn't go with it because we were like, yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Well,
it just didn't feel like that was a need, you know? So we kind of focused so hard on needs that we kind of let those.
Levi Wallace must have really traumatized us. Like, that's probably the biggest.
He traumatized me.
Yeah. The biggest takeaway.
No shit. No shit.
Levi
I think, man,
Wallace.
for me, like if you look at it, of the guys that were available, there was a lot of worse options. I mean, realistically, like, dude, I like Jahdae. I mean, I know.
You can't question any part of his game.
I like Jahdae Barron way more as a first-round pick than Omarion Hampton. I get that everybody wanted it, but I've been saying it, like, I don't want a running back necessarily in the first round. Derek Harmon for sure I would have wanted over Jahdae. And Matthew Golden, I just never felt like he was a fit with Denver. But I would have loved that pick. That would have been really cool.
Honestly, I never saw it.
To say it's an F-, nah, there's no chance.
Yeah, no.
No.
That's great.
No, with Golden, I never got the division, especially here. Like, I just, if you're going to be taking in the first round, I mean, David said it, you want sort of that bigger wide receiver. And, Golden analytically, very, very poor. Like, as far as his, ability to command volume, as far as, Texas, I'm pretty sure he was 5th on Texas in yards per hour, or not yards per outrun, but targets per outrun last year. And, that's not, I mean, coaches don't necessarily do a good job of using their college talent to the best of their abilities, especially when your quarterback is Quinn Ewers. But still, a lot of the film guys swore by him. And, a lot of the really smart guys swore by him. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure Matt Harmon had him as, the wide receiver 4. And I felt like where the Packers got him was pretty fair value.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll go round robin. I'll start with you, David. What would you give letter grade wise, given the situation, given everything that we know? What would you give a grade for the Jahdae Barron pick?
In a vacuum, man, I give it an A. It's a great pick.
Yeah.
There's not much to criticize about the player himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. How about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, you stole my grade. It's an A. You got the best cornerback in the draft at 20.
I'm just laughing looking at Kodiak's face. Kodiak, go ahead, man. You're next.
I wouldn't go that high. I'd probably give it a B-. Here's why.
Exactly.
Here's why. Full stop. So, just our defense doesn't need a high level of investment to perform. But the one area where I would have been completely fine investing into was the defensive line. And philosophically, I mean, my top 3 needs, I really wanted us to go some form of interior defensive line, running back, tight end with our first 3 picks. Now you throw in the area of our team that was strongest, arguably, in that wrench as well. I'm just are we going to be relying on a 4th-round tight end to develop behind Ingram? That's just my thing. And I get it. I'm excited to see Barron in the orange and blue. I'm sure that when he gets a pick 6, I'm going to be going absolutely crazy. But for now, for me playing armchair GM, in April, I'm a little flaccid, as I called it in the Discord.
Desperately.
Was that the exact player that you had said that you'd be flaccid for?
No, Mason Taylor. I was if we take him here. Yeah, no. I actually did my whole top 10 draft wish list. And guess what? Barron was actually on there at number 10.
Oh my God. Hold on. So the Falcons moved back into the first round with the Rams.
Dude, Rams.
Dude,
how funny
would it be if they do Shador?
Yeah, God. They're going to
How
burn down
crazy
Atlanta.
would that be, bro? That would be so funny.
They might do something stupid and draft a running back, just like they drafted quarterback last year.
They need defense so freaking bad, though.
That's so funny, dude. I love
what do they do?
I think Yeah, we're on the clock. Fuck, I'm assuming. That people are saying that they believe it might be Starks, but I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I was
But
about to say
anyways,
it's got to be Starks or Eman Warrior, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
that secondary was one of the worst in the NFL.
Which is
Yeah.
wild that they had Justin Simmons and what's the other guy who was from Cincinnati, who's good safety as well, and they were that bad. It's because they had no pass
Well,
rush.
Yeah, they were brutal. Dude, guys,
Yeah, well-
check this out real quick. Sorry. Falcons trade the 46th pick, so second rounder at 240, and a first rounder in 2026.
Oh my gosh!
You mean
Woo!
would you guys have accepted that package for 20?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
For a first
I mean-
rounder? Yes.
What was the package again?
From an Atlanta first rounder, a team that's like
That's a top
not going to be
15 pick,
bad, but like middle of the road next year.
probably.
Damn.
Well,
Hey, Big E says they might move Riley Moss back to safety.
Dude, don't
Get out of
Dude,
here!
is-
Get out
is-
of here!
yeah.
Get out
is-
of here!
Mm-mm.
Is Josh McDaniels the GM there in Atlanta? That is crazy. Would I have accepted? Yeah, and I wonder, like, I always wonder these things. Like, did the Broncos get that same offer? Did they get a
Yeah.
future first round pick? But you also have to understand. I mean, you're going from 26 to 46.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
I do
still,
it.
bro,
So far.
I still fucking I do it I would do it in a heartbeat. But it's like, you never know. I guess I still don't know who they're actually taking.
No, Riley Moss he's an elite cracker back.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a racist comment.
Riley Moss was Riley Moss is extremely good. I think Riley Moss is like, it's funny because Riley Moss can play nickel. I think a lot of people thought that he was going to be a nickel, not a outside guy, and he was really good at outside. He could probably be really good at nickel, and Jahdae Barron can do the same. So it's like, figure out which ones can do what. But I'll tell you guys something that I know for sure about Jahdae Barron, and PFF will back this up too. Incredibly good against the run, like one of the best tackling cornerbacks in the draft. If you look at his PFF grade, which I'll actually share, let me take this F- thing off because it's giving us bad vibes here. Yeah, it's giving us bad vibes. I don't like the vibes that I'm receiving.
First of all, just say F minus, like that's now it's extra bad.
So
F-
overall,
like
If you're gonna crash out.
Yeah.
Throw that F- on there.
Exactly.
All right.
The overall grade 90.7. I mean, but look at this, like run defense grade 83.4, zone coverage grade 91.5. Completion percentage is kind of, I guess, middle of the road. That's all really subjective. But
I love this pick for the Falcons. Sorry, they went with James Pierce.
Okay, that makes sense.
Take a big swing.
They gave up a lot for him, but
yeah,
player.
who they take the first time? They have two pass rushers, right? Is that what
They
they took?
took Jalen Walker.
Jalen
And
Walker.
yeah, so now they got James Pierce. That's
I mean,
interesting.
that-
Sorry
yeah,
for
he did
interrupting, Mark.
No, you're good. I'm glad that you mentioned it. That's a really good pick. But yeah, I mean, the guy, overall, I mean, forced incompletions 10, dropped interceptions 0, missed tackles 7, but he had a lot of different options at tackle. I mean, he's a really good tackling safety cornerback overall, and I'm telling you guys, he's an absolute baller. But it's an interesting pick. But I would say B- is probably where I'm at, because it's like an A+ for the player, like an A or an A+ for the player, but the fact that like it was really probably like arguably the 6th need that this team needed. I mean, maybe like it was one of the lower needs. So yeah, you have to bring that down quite a bit, but you can never get mad when you're taking really good.
You got two. You guys know how good it was having 2 lockdown corners in our last Super Bowl era. So we might, depending on the matchup, we might have 3 guys that can lock down the opposing wide receivers. So that just gives Vance Joseph just a lot of flexibility with some of these other guys with how they want to utilize Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and 2 awesome safeties to go with.
Yeah, 2 great safeties. Now, I do wonder if we pick a safety. I didn't do that in a lot of my mock drafts, so we probably will do that.
Yeah.
I think we'll take a safety now.
He's keep the DBs
everything.
going.
We probably go offensive line early. Like,
No shit, man. At this point, we might just take a tackle in the second round.
but
and
hey,
just tell Bo figure it out, bro.
even if we don't hit all the positions that we're hoping for, if we draft like 5 starters out of this draft, you can't help but say it was a massive success.
So PFF, the big board, they have Jahdae Barron 11 overall. And this is the write-up they had. The word versatile gets thrown around too much with defensive back prospects, but Barron is exactly that. As a natural zone defender with excellent instincts and anticipation, he is a starting caliber pro at safety, wide cornerback, or nickel defender, sometimes as all 3 in the same game for cover 3 or quarters heavy schemes.
Yeah, that sounds intriguing to me. Like, I'm not even going to lie. But also, Abram Strain is now our cornerback 5 heading into next year.
I know.
That's crazy.
That's pretty nuts. I remember Abram Strain played insane. Abram Strain played great in relief this past year. I remember his matchup against the Colts was A.D. Mitchell, and the only time I heard A.D. Mitchell's name was when he threw that pick 6. So, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
who
just
knows,
happy
man?
that
Who
Damari
knows?
Mathis is going to be cut.
Yeah, Damari Mathis is giving this draft an F-.
Yeah, I mean, dude, who knows, dude? Maybe we trade one of these corners that we got.
Oh, that would be a
You
gut
know?
punch. I would hate that.
What if we traded him? What if we traded like Riley Moss for a second round pick?
I hate
Hypothetically,
I think he's worth that.
I was about to say,
I'm 1 for 1 on hypotheticals. So.
I mean, a guy who played well last year, proven talent at the cornerback position, like, who would we take there that would be more valuable to our team? Actually,
So I think I made something about this. Like, are we overhyping how Riley Moss played last year? And I definitely said no. But like, if you think about it, right? Like, you saw what happened the second that he got injured. Shit went real bad.
yeah.
And now that's a really good, like, oh, I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about that anymore, hypothetically. So
I think we went from a top 5 defense to like mid-20s for that
Not good.
4 weeks.
Yeah, no, especially because when he came back from that MCL sprain, he didn't play very well, and his matchup was probably the toughest matchup that you could have imagined in that situation with T. Higgins. But yeah, I don't know. I thought he played very, very well, especially for having probably the toughest cornerback 2 job in the NFL.
Definitely.
Oh, homie, I think Andy wants to get on, bro. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, let's go, Andy.
I just gotta shoot him over.
Guys,
I sent the
Andy's
link in the
only
self
one that's
promo.
scouted Jahdae Barron on here. So
Yeah, I thought I sent him the.
So PFF had Barron ranked as the 11th overall player.
Right.
No, I mean, dude, he was consent like for a long time. He was. Some people even had him going in the top 7. I think they had him like at 6 would make sense for the Raiders, 7 would make sense for the Jets. So
and PFF allows you to still mock draft with the actual picks that have already done go in there.
Okay,
we could do that.
That's pretty cool.
Okay,
Ravens went Malachi Starks. That's a great pick for them.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton.
It just makes so much sense.
It's what they do. Best players from the best schools.
Yeah, I wonder what the Lions.
All right. Who would be your ideal second rounder at this point?
I'm going to defer that off to David first.
Well, in my mock drafts yesterday, it was Alfred Collins. If he's there, if he truly does have all-pro ceiling, as Andy would argue.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. Speaking of Andy, here he is. We got the man of the hour. We were just talking about you, bro. What's going on, man?
The Broncos just made an A+ pick. What can I say?
There you
Well,
go.
tell us
give us
exactly
the
why.
breakdown.
Tell us that exactly why. We've been talking about you literally all night.
The reason I never talked about him on a Broncos note is I didn't think he'd be there. I thought the league would have learned their lesson at this point with, the nickels that fall and become superstars. That's Jahdae Barron. He just this versatile Swiss Army knife who plays everywhere. I love this pick, man. Best secondary in the league now. I love it.
I'll tell you guys how I know Andy's being very genuine right now, because he is wearing a Nuggets hoodie, and the Nuggets are getting smoked, and he doesn't even give a shit, dude. He doesn't give one semblance of a shit. He's like, screw the Nuggets. I don't care.
True fan.
Jahdae Barron. But tell us what.
I haven't turned it on once. I don't even know what's happening.
No,
Yeah, we're losing.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, so tell us some specifics. Like, how does he fit for what the Broncos want to do? Like, given the roster that we have.
I think kind of when I looked at this secondary, I thought, okay, if they draft anything, it's going to be the nickel, because you don't have I like Chris Abrams-Drain, but he's not necessarily a playmaker. I don't know about his upside. Jahdae Barron, he's a playmaker. He makes a ton of plays. He won the Thorpe for a reason. Like, that's the thing I'll always come back to, is he was the best player available for a reason. Like, however you look at it, he's insanely versatile. So like, maybe you try him outside opposite Surtain, and maybe we finally have our answer, because I know that's always been a concern. We don't have a corner opposite Surtain. Moss for those first 6 weeks. Moss for the first 6 weeks, and then we'll see what happens there. I still believe in him, but hey,
Yeah.
pencil in Barron for the week 1 nickel. He's awesome.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think one thing that I noticed, because you really put me on to Jahdae Barron pretty heavily, I noticed, and one thing I love, because this is one of the main reasons I love Champ Bailey, was he was unbelievable tackler. Like, he was so good in the run game. He'd never missed tackles.
Oh, yeah, that's Barron.
I felt like I saw that a lot with Barron. Anything you wanted to add to that?
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Sorry, I'm just seeing now that he ran a 4.39.
Oh, dude, he's an insane athlete. Like, that's to just put like, he's one of the few guys who's awesome at football and an awesome athlete. Like, how could you not love him?
I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. Awesome.
I mean, what else? What else do you want to add about? So, in terms of the way that the board fell, when you saw the guys that were available, was Jahdae Barron the first guy that you were like, yeah, just take him?
I honestly, like, he was best player available on my board for sure. Like, overwhelmingly best player available.
Where did you have
I
him
didn't
ranked
think that
again?
was the way they were going to go, though. Number 10. So, yeah, I thought he should have been well off the board. It's just, I thought it was going to be a running back. I thought it was like, okay, this is Travion or Omarion. And then Barron shocked me, but I loved it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I loved it.
No,
I wonder if they were going to take Egbuka.
That's what we were just saying.
Like, it seems like it was meant, the board played out that they were like, Egbuka's our guy, and then they stalled and just went best player available.
Yeah, I think we said the same thing, but it's one of those things where, like I was telling the guys, Daniel Jeremiah had the Bucs taking a receiver. Peter Schrager had the Bucs taking a receiver. They didn't say Egbuka, but one of them was Matthew Golden. The other one was Tet McMillan. So it's like it had to have been known that around the league that they were interested in taking a wide receiver at that point. Maybe they didn't think that it'd be him, but I mean, there's no way they couldn't have prepped for that, because, dude, moving up from 20 to 18 would have been very easy had you wanted Egbuka.
I
mean, maybe that's
the
all.
Seahawks were open for business.
Hmm?
The Seahawks tried to trade down, but they couldn't find anyone.
Yeah, trading with the Seahawks is like a nightmare for me.
Yeah,
I
bad.
feel like, you know what? Like, maybe somehow, some way, Egbuka would have like tore his ACL walking onto the stage or something. Some crazy shit would happen.
Exactly.
So, no, I love it, man. I love it. I'm happy that you joined. And
Thank you.
it's exactly what it is that we wanted to hear, because I know that you were like Jahdae for a long time, for many months. You were all up on the Jahdae Barron. So I guess moving forward, looking at the rest of the draft, I know you're an Alfred Collins guy. But in like considering what happened now, what is some like maybe a couple different people that you're targeting in the second round that you're like, yeah, I think that would be another
round
A+
two's got to be
pick.
running back. I would move I would move the farm. Like, I would sell the farm for Travion Henderson. Like, that's just, if he's there at 33, I'd even jump back into this round. I love Travion Henderson. Travion Henderson no matter what. Like, I was feeling that all day. So if you can still find a way to get him and Barron, you win the draft. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I'm all about getting Travion Henderson right now, and but I don't know if they necessarily need to. It looks like the Lions at 29 or 28 took Tyleek Williams.
Oh
Is
wow.
the pick.
Okay.
whoa, really?
Yeah, they took Tyleek Williams, man. It's I guess a little bit earlier. So I don't know if it's going to start on defensive tackles, but it doesn't look like
That's
I don't know who the hell is remaining.
That's a fun pick.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what teams are next. Let's see.
That's
So
actually that's like the first time I've actually been like jawed to the, well, other than Barron to the Broncos. That's the first time I've been like jawed at the ground.
Yeah,
I thought
it looks
Tyleek
like
was a second rounder.
It looks like the Commanders are
That's
next.
insane.
A lot of people had talked about the Commanders potentially being a team for Travion Henderson. Do you
Travion.
think that that's like a big
Yeah.
possibility for him?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think because I love the idea of a Brian Robinson, Travion Henderson backfield like that. That's a really fun committee in my eyes. You get the explosiveness of Henderson and like the tough yardage of Robinson. It's picture perfect.
It is, and they're kind of in a similar position to where we are too. So they could just go balls to the wall.
I will say though, the board has fell perfectly for their edge need. Donovan Ezraku and Mike Green. I would have to assume they go one of those directions.
That's right. Mike Green's still on the board.
That's right.
Man, that's fun. I will say if
Mike,
go ahead, Andy.
Pierce going at the Falcons giving all that for Mike or for James Pierce is just I can't say I like that pick.
Future one, dude, a future
up
first rounder.
It's just and Pierce was like my third edge available then. If you're going for edge, I would have gone Ezraku or Mike Green.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Travion will be gone soon. So if Judkins is there at our pick, I would be very happy about
I fucking
Judkins.
love Judkins.
Oh,
bro.
me too.
I love me some Judkins.
Yeah.
But this is where it gets really interesting because there's going to be a lot of teams. I'm telling you, there's going to be certain guys. Like there's Washington run a lot of wide zone with Cliff Kingsbury. I don't really know.
I'm not
and if
too
that's
familiar.
yeah, me neither. But like if that's the case, like they could really like Caleb Williams more, and same with a lot of these guys like that. That's where the flavor of this draft becomes really wild because. I mean, Cam Scott can go really early. Caleb Johnson can go earlier than a lot of people think. There's a lot of that. So I think it'll be interesting to see how it ends up playing out. But I mean, I would look at if the Broncos did want to trade back in, going up to 30 from 51. I don't know what it would cost. Maybe I should pull up the NFL points thing. But like I can see the Bills being a team that's like, yeah, screw it. Let's just accumulate picks and keep building out what it is that we have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Coming in, I thought the Bills would be a trade up team with Minnesota. I thought that seemed like I thought Minnesota was for sure trading down, or taking Starks.
They only have 4 picks in the draft, right?
Yeah, they're like because they moved up for Dallas Turner and JJ McCarthy last year. They moved up twice and therefore lost everything this year.
Yeah, they basically lost it all. Yeah, I mean, even trading up to Buffalo, like that's 620 points. The Broncos' second round pick is worth 390. So you've got like what is that, 260 point difference. Yeah. So I mean, it would be hard
to move from where to where?
To give pick number 51 all the way to go to 30. You'd have to give away number 85 as well and some.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you did like a future 2 or a future 3.
Yeah. I was saying like I'm so good with trading our next year second for Henderson if you can. Like
yeah. Because
again, Barron and Henderson, you win the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with that, but I mean, who knows? Maybe just standing pat and seeing how the hell the second rounder. It's just annoying now that we're gonna have all this because I was hoping at least we would have, a little bit of clarity on like, all right, tight end, receiver, or running back tonight. I was like 90% we take at least that position. And now we have to wait until tomorrow evening to figure that out. But
hey, I love George Payton just going out and saying, "Give me my guy, give me my best player available," because that was a George Payton pick. That wasn't a Sean Payton pick.
100%, yeah, 100%. George Payton was like, "Screw you, Sean."
Commanders, Josh Connerly.
Josh Connerly. So damn over. So I guess Josh Simmons' medicals might be a real problem.
Yeah.
Didn't they trade for?
You're saying to Washington?
Yeah.
Didn't they trade for?
Trade for Tunsil, yeah.
Interesting.
Well, that tells you a little bit about the dynamic between. We all think Sean just can bully George Payton and tell him what to do on all things, but like you said, this is definitely a George Payton pick. So,
well, I'm sure Sean would have had to sign off on it, though. Right?
I mean, for sure, but the fact that he's like that he convinced him to do it, especially with the certain offensive players on the board. That's good news. I think honestly that it's not just like Sean's show, and it's a collaboration.
Is there any concern that you guys got with like the Chargers getting Hampton?
Yeah.
They've got a hell of an O-line. Like they ran through our face last year with Jello knees, and I don't even remember the other guy's name.
Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards. Like just whooped the ass. Yeah. So now they got Omarion, and
he's a beast.
And we're definitely going Alfred Collins, baby.
And then
at this point we might need to.
And
Desmond Watson.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to be the running back one heading into next year.
Yeah, but let's not forget we got Dre Greenlaw, man. We got Dre Greenlaw, so that's good. That's going to be something that we end up doing. So. Oh man, crazy night of the draft. We always say you never know what to expect, and I definitely did not expect that we would come out with Jahdae Barron, the corner from Texas here. So that is pretty wild.
It's surprising.
I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, it looks like Andy. It looks like we lost Andy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Looks like Mike's in the chat. What's up, Mike?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
What a night.
And I'll tell you guys, I guarantee you Albright in his little puzzle, I guarantee you he did not have Jahdae Barron. That is an absolute guarantee. The Broncos didn't even know that. No one knew. Yeah. Nobody predicted. It was like, yeah, for sure. I'll make a puzzle about Jahdae Barron. And so I'm actually going to go back and probably watch his explanation. And it's totally fine. Like if he's just like, hey man, and nobody expected it, I would respect it. But he'll probably try to figure something out with those puzzles, huh?
He'll just say the guy that they wanted went ahead of time and they settled or whatever. Like he always makes it a way where he's like, remember that one time like 4.5 months ago when I said the name Jahdae Barron? That's when you should have listened. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, there's always
Tyler Columbus was not a fan of this pick. I don't know if you've seen his tweets, but Tyler Columbus, he was not a fan of the Jahdae Barron pick.
No.
Who did he want? Running back?
I think he just wanted offense, but
I mean he is a tackle. He's an offensive guy. I get it. It's funny because earlier I had wrote Benjamin Albright like I tweeted him saying one envelope with 4 solutions in it. Yeah. I said my man has 4 envelopes and he was like, one envelope, fellas. I was like, come on. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back and look at that.
If you were okay with the Broncos going defensive line, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of the same philosophy of just trying to get the best defensive player that's available. We all thought that it would be defensive line, but again, this was a top 10, top 12 guy.
Yeah. I mean, especially like if the Broncos end up getting a deal done with Zach Allen, they get a deal. Let's say they got a deal done with JFM too. Then you're like, cool, we're good, So that unknown and the fact that they waited was actually really smart. Like I like that idea because it doesn't pin them into having to make like a very specific type of a pick, which I think is really smart.
Right.
No, to your point, David, though, like my issue with this is we did not play well secondary wise against Cincinnati at all, but we didn't get ousted in the playoffs because we couldn't cover. Like, yeah, PJ Locke didn't have a great game. We got ousted because we allowed 200 rushing yards. and now we're going to run it back with the same D-line. So, yes, I agree that, BPA on the defensive side of the ball. But once again, I felt like it just should have gone trenches. I felt like that just would have been more impactful.
Yep.
Alfred Collins, baby. Get ready for it. And then RJ Harvey in the third.
I'd be happy with that. No, I mean, I think sometimes we get a little prisoner of the moment just because the Eagles, what they did, and they go, oh, well, there's the blueprint of what you should do. But it's like 2 years before that, it was the Chiefs doing it a totally different way. So it just depends. I mean, you can't just say, oh, this is the only way to be So,
Dude, 100%. People, they it's like you get 1 year happens and all of a sudden it's a trend. That's what I was telling Cecil today on the fan. I was like, I know Cecil's probably rolling his eyes. And he was like, what about Saquon Barkley? I'm like, dude, that's one example. Like, it's literally one example. And they didn't even fucking draft them.
Exactly.
So it's like, you like, I get it. I think for me, it's like, you got to look at like historically the last 10 years, what's happened, what's been the best. And if you look at it, it's like the teams that have been the most successful have consistently had very good defensive line and offensive line, obviously, and a really good tight end. Like, tight end has been one of those where it's like, yeah, you might not want to take him in the first round, but it kind of, like, name the last Super Bowl winning team that had an average to below average to shit tight end.
Exactly.
Us, 2015. Owen Daniels was a dog, though.
He played
Owen Daniels was a dog.
Yeah.
Dude, and then we had Julius Thomas a couple years before. I mean, he was a stud, but obviously I think we traded him like in 2014. But yeah, I mean, Peyton Manning, he makes everybody look good. But yeah, I mean, Owen Daniels was a godsend compared to what the hell we had the last couple years.
The last good tight end we've had.
He scored 2 touchdowns against the Patriots, and that took us to the Super Bowl.
I mean, it's probably more than Noah Fan ever had.
I was about to say, well, remember in the 2021 year when we averaged like 50 passing yards a game with Teddy Bridgewater? Like, I think Fant had like actually 650 yards that year, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, is the leader of the tight ends for like the last 10 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, solid player, sure, but worth the first round pick, definitely not.
Going to Mike's comment here in the chat. No, you're not the only one that loves the Barron pick. I think that David gave it an A. I gave it an A. Kodiak gave it a B-, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean he doesn't like it. It's just he would have went somewhere else.
Andy gave it an A+.
And Andy gave it an A+. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say it's in the B- range. Like, I definitely don't hate the pick. I was a little bit shocked by it, but I can totally understand. Like, I felt like the Broncos were going to take a corner in the first 3 rounds, but I definitely did not think that they were going to take him in the first.
Maybe we trade for Jameson Williams.
Maybe. So here's
the actual answer to that question is ask me on Sunday what I think about because right now you're like, why wouldn't you get a running back? Why wouldn't you get a tight end? Why wouldn't you get that? But it's like maybe on Sunday I'm feeling great about where we're at. So it's an incomplete score right now. It's like the first quarter of a game, and we only have seen a little bit of it. Yeah,
David. You said we should trade for Jameson Williams as long as he doesn't trigger Yuma Wazirike to make bets.
That's right. We would have 2 of them.
You guys want to hear a crazy ass stat?
Yeah.
I just want to confirm that this is correct before I actually tell y'all, but just give me 1 second because ChatGPT is going to figure it out.
That's fine.
All right. So in the Peyton Manning years, we obviously had, we had Julius Thomas, and then we ended up getting Owen Daniels, just like you said. And in the 2 years of 2014 and 2015, so not even when we had Julius Thomas, we scored 25 touchdowns from our tight ends only. Since then, which has been 10 fucking seasons, we've scored 31. You're talking about one person had 6 less touchdowns in 2 seasons than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 guys had in the last 11 years. So our tight end protection has been really bad. I just thought that was really crazy.
Good thing we got Rupert Atkins on the team.
Yeah, he was our leading tight end scorer last year, bro.
I know.
The man, the myth, the legend himself, Root Beer.
Root Beer gives him some extra juice,
Kansas City just traded the pick to Philly. What?
Ooh. Interesting.
Philly went up 1 pick. Who did
Yeah.
the Bills take, by the way?
Oh, they took Maxwell Hairston.
Maxwell Harrison. I
Wait,
had him.
wait.
Yeah, I had that
Does
exact.
KC have
exact
2
pick.
straight picks? No.
No.
They
No,
swapped.
because they what's it called? They traded down.
Yeah, they went up 1 spot. So Kansas City's now picking 34. They freaking got 164th overall pick for it. Like, what is that? Probably a 6th rounder, but just for going back 1 spot, that's crazy. I'm curious who the Eagles are going to get.
Will Johnson's still on the board. Mike Green.
Yeah.
Those guys seem like Eagles to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will
Well, you
Johnson
know what
and
they
Mike
did
Green
is
would make a lot
they
of sense,
blocked.
man.
The reason why they do that is because they blocked other teams from jumping them. That's the
Yeah,
only
exactly.
reason to do it. It's
Mhm.
not that they're worried that the Chiefs were going to pick somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I could see Jihad Campbell doing it.
Yeah, because if the Chiefs really wanted someone there,
What
they
if
would take them.
what if these fuckers block
Right.
the Broncos? Like the Broncos are hitting them up and they're like, we ain't trading in division. We'll trade to the Chiefs. We'll trade to the
Yeah. Yeah, we'll trade to the team that just whooped our ass 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, I guess we'll know in a second if it potentially could have been the Broncos. I mean, if it's someone like Will Johnson, then no. But
Yeah, I'm interested to see
Interesting.
Kansas City's pick as well.
I'm just mad that we have to wait another 24 hours to figure this out. Figure out who the final pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I mean,
Oh my God! So I don't know if this is it, but a lot of people like Jeremy Fowler are saying LSU tight end Mason Taylor is an option here. Fuck. I would definitely have been the Broncos. Trying to trade up. Dude, if Mason Taylor is gone, no, they're taking Jihad Campbell.
okay,
No, I think it's
that's an Eagle.
Yeah,
I still
Eagles are taking Alabama linebacker Jihad Campbell, number 31. That
Okay,
is
okay.
confirmed.
That's an Eagle for sure.
all right.
Yeah, that is.
That's
I might have nailed like the last 3 picks of my bullshit mock today. That's pretty cool. But yeah, man. I mean, Quinchon's still there. If the Chiefs take Trevion, I swear to God, I'm going to. Like, I will literally be like, all right, guys, I gotta leave. I gotta get off.
Our RB1, 2, and 3 are all in the AFC West and not on the Broncos. That would be insane.
Fucking brutal. I would at that point I'd say do whatever you can to get Quinchon because he's the only one that's like worth the shit, like in terms of the next tier. But yeah, that would be crazy, bro.
I just say I just want to like don't panic on it. We've gone through the process so much about how many good running back options there are. That's why I honestly think we did this pick because I think that George and Sean both believe it's so deep that they're like we don't need to have to pick Hampton or Henderson here. And that's what
I agree. I agree 100%. I think the frustration is that like Genti went to the Raiders and Omarion went to the Chargers. That's where I'm a little bit annoyed. And then if it ends up happening where like Henderson goes to the Chiefs, it's just extremely annoying. But from a strategic standpoint, like philosophical, I think it makes a ton of sense. I don't think there's much doubt about that. To wait, like I'm all good. I'd much rather take a really good corner that could play inside out than anything else. But apparently, Patrick Mahomes is really happy with this pick. He put the happy face emoji with the glasses, but I don't know who it is.
I could go Higgins too, or somebody like that.
Oh, fuck. That would break my heart too because I love Jaden Higgins.
Okay,
I would take Jaden Higgins over any running back except for Trevion. Like I would arguably say he gives more value to the team than Quinchon Judkins would, and I love Quinchon. But
what
I
KC really needs is an offensive lineman. Maybe that's why he's happy.
Yeah, it's probably what it is, and it's probably going to be Josh Simmons, to be honest. That would make a ton of sense.
And guys, don't worry, Cam Scatterboo is still out there, so we're good.
Let's go. I mean, we might have to do my strategy.
The boy.
We might have to do that strategy
Cam.
where I say, draft Scadaboo in the 4th, draft Manungai in the 6th, and just have him run through people.
I think he's going to be in the 3rd, but either way, and look, that's the thing. It's like if we end up with somebody like that, see, Mike knows. If we end up with somebody like that and like Terrence Ferguson, and you get like a Tesla or somebody else that is like, or Kyle Williams, I don't know, whatever the mix and match you want to do. I'm feeling so much different and so much. I'm so psyched about Jahdae Barron because you picked such a valuable guy at 20, and you still are going to end up with some great weapons for Bo. So I think we're still sitting in good shape. It is crazy that the running backs that we kind of wanted so bad are in the AFC West, but that's just the way it works sometimes. Doesn't mean they're even going to pan out. Who knows?
What if KC did the unthinkable and drafted Shador? I had that in my April Fool's mock.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, that shit would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What if they took Luther Burden? A lot of people are thinking they're going to take Luther Burden.
I honestly never saw it with that guy, so I'd be like, whatever.
No, they'll take Isaiah Bond.
But they would figure, Isaiah Bond fits the mold very, very well for
He's
them.
Chiefs bound.
Yeah. Isaiah Bond, Clay Webb. They're going to take Clay Webb in the 6th.
It would be a nice Chief.
They heard the power rate story, and they're like, dude, raise this guy on the board, please.
Sounds
that would be really great.
As long as maybe he could be
do
driving
that.
while drinking Powerade, then they'd really be a Chief.
Wow, the Nuggets are really getting their ass kicked, bro. That is crazy.
One thing about the Nuggets, I have this weird, crazy Denver theory, but I always feel like Denver sports always has this weird way of balancing itself out, and there's always seemed to be like when the Broncos are good, the Nuggets go down or whatever, and it's just this weird thing. So the fact that Avalanche have lost 2 overtime games in a row, and now the Nuggets have lost 2, are gonna, if they lose tonight, gonna lose 2 games in a row. That tells me this draft's gonna be awesome. So
well, it's funny too, man, because like I think the only year all 3, like the Nuggets, the Avs, and the Broncos are bad was the year that Rocktober happened. If I remember
exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's how it works.
We were like, we gotta get you guys something.
Or DU will win the national championship in the hockey or something. Like, it's always, it's just always like that. It's so weird.
That's crazy. Is the chat? Is the chat lit or what?
We'll go to the chat. Let's answer some of these questions.
Guys, anybody that's in here, we have 399 people watching.
Oh, wow. Hey,
thank you guys.
They're probably on David's channel because David is out there cooking. But
I think I've gained 14 subscribers this month.
Do you guys a favor. Do yourselves a favor and go follow Mike Carmelini at Mic'd Up Live. He's got some phenomenal his shows, his Mic'd Up Live Broncos content is awesome. He's just always got some really great things coming along. I love the style. Obviously, make sure that you follow Kodiak Broncos podcast. I don't know. You can follow Jeremy if you want. He has more subscribers than all of us. He dropped 2 videos, and the guy's fucking out here just crushing. And then obviously David talks Broncos.
It has nothing to do with Broncos stuff, I don't think. But
dude, don't you have a video that has like 1 million views?
2.7.
2.7 million views, bro.
Insane.
And it's not even sports related.
It's not even sports related. I like okay, so real fun fact also. You know all the react channels that you see on YouTube where it's like kids react to bullcrap or whatever. Mm-hmm. I invented that, by the way. Like we did that back in like 2011 on Fox News here locally in Denver, and I edited that video in like 45 minutes, and I was like, oh, this came out pretty cool. So I just threw it up on my YouTube channel, and somehow I don't know how some people found it, and they like just like put it on their own websites. They embedded it, and it freaking went crazy. So yeah, it has 2.7 million views.
Yeah,
I got over 1,200 subscribers just off of that one video. And right after that, like within months, you can look at it. That's when like the React channels like started. So I probably should have quit my job and just done React channels, but whatever. But yeah, that's how that happened.
Can't find anything about Kansas City's pick.
But yeah, Jeremy Sean A is my YouTube. If you wanna subscribe, I wouldn't hate it.
I think I got it. Oh my God, Shador Sanders will officially not go in the first round.
Crazy.
Wow, I made a bet with my friend that we had to do. Like, I bet under 2.5 quarterbacks in the first round. I made a 5-mile run bet with my friend. So it looks like I
nailed it.
Miles, yeah, but I thought it'd be Shador and Ward. I didn't think it'd be Dart what's his name?
Bro, you better get your friend. You better just film your friend running that shit.
Exactly. Well, he lives in Connecticut, so he's gonna like time lapse it.
It looks like, and it's not it's not
and-
confirmed. It looks like they are going to take Joshua Simmons, which makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
for the Chiefs.
But let's go.
But I'm
This
not
is a
100% sure. I'm not 100% sure.
No, it looks like a lot of people are saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people were saying like Luther. I'm like, that would be the most Chiefs pick ever.
Yeah,
Like-
I want to confirm it, and then I'll probably hop off. You guys are more than welcome to stay on, but I gotta probably
I'm gonna hop off too.
get
No, I'm
off
gonna
and
make my
spend a
video
little
about
bit of
Baron,
time
though.
with my wife tonight.
Mhm.
Are you gonna do the Baron video tonight? Hell yeah, bro! When you're done,
Yeah, of course.
send it
Of
in the
course.
Discord so I can check it out.
Yeah, of course. Lord knows
He's
when
gonna
I'll
be
be
like,
done with it. But
he's gonna be like this, dude. That was the best. Everyone was like, "Hey," and I just see Kodiak like this. All pissed.
yeah. What's it called? I made a short reacting to it where I was like actually pretty happy. And like I am happy I'm excited to see him in the orange and blue. But like I said, I have no other adjective to describe how I feel tonight other than that big F word that I dropped in the Discord.
What was it?
The opposite of bricked. The opposite of bricked.
Oh,
yeah.
Flaccid. Joe Flaccid.
Flaccid.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, it looks like Jihad Campbell is the pick. Not Jihad Campbell. Josh Simmons is the pick for
Oh, thank
that is
goodness.
confirmed.
Bust.
And
That's what I'm
guys-
talking about.
Guys, I mean, if we really wanted to talk about it, and if I really didn't love my wife, which I absolutely do, but if I didn't love my wife, I would make another video on best available guys for second round, but I'll do that tomorrow. But there is, dude, Mike Green, Will Johnson.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, we're
Nick
going defense in the
Manwari.
second round.
No, Nicky Manwar, but you guys want to talk offense? Let's go. So we got Trevion, Quinchon, Caleb Johnson, Cam Scatterbull, all available. Wide receivers, we have Jaden Higgins. Oh, please, for the love of God, go up and get him. Trey Harris, Luther Burden, Jalen Knoll, Jack Betch. There is so much talent. And at the tight end position, Elijah Arroyo, Mason Taylor, and Terrence Ferguson. If you guys don't think we can get at least one of those guys that I just listed in tomorrow's second round pick, y'all tripping. So there's good things to come, man. You know, it might even come to the point where maybe, depending on how the board falls, there's still a lot of really good talent. And the Broncos are like, dude, let's trade back now, get more picks, and then maybe we can get ourselves 2 seconds and 2/3. There's so many scenarios that can happen, man. And I'm excited to see. I'm just pissed that I have to wait, 20 hours to get it, but I am golfing tomorrow, so that's cool.
That's cool. Don't hit your root
That'll
beer,
help.
babe. Don't hit your root beer, babe.
No, I'm not. I quit the vape, bro. I'm a month clean.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Good
I'm
boy.
a month clean on the vape. I'm nicotine pouching it now. So.
Nice. Yeah, I remember when when I visited you at your store, I remember you said you threw away your stuff, and I was like, oh, that's good for him.
Oh yeah, I think that was the first day. That was day one that I stopped.
Yeah.
See,
And what's-
so all I needed was Kodiak to show up, and I was
Yeah,
like, I'm done.
exactly. And me, I've never hit.
I can't make fun of root beer vape and be vaping, even if it's
Yeah.
not root beer. So I was like,
Yeah.
not gonna be a hypocrite, bro.
Yeah.
And there is no root beer nicotine pouches, so we're good. All right,
right.
fellas, everybody in the chat, you guys are dope, man. I've never seen such a high number in terms of
Let's
the people
go. I
watching.
love it.
So
What's up, guys?
403, man. You
Incredible.
guys are all awesome. I hope that you guys are all feeling good about Jahdae Barron. I've definitely come around to it even more. I thought it was a really solid pick, good player, and it'll all
we
pay
got
dividends,
better, man.
Hopefully.
We got better.
Definitely got better.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely got better. And
There were very few ways that we couldn't have gotten better this draft, but yes, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm just kind of low key happy that it wasn't a running back. I think because for me, if it was a running back, I was just thinking to myself all week. I'm like, if it's a running back, I have to sit there and try to justify the pick while also acknowledging that for the last 3 months, I had said we shouldn't take a running back in the first round. So I don't have to do that no more. Now I'm good. I'm free.
Exactly. Now, I am going to look back at my top 10 wish list video where I'm pretty sure I said that I would, get why they took Barron, but I would be like kind of disappointed. But once again, I get it. It just hurts me. I spammed David on your channel, Marky on your channel. I spammed Derek Harmon no matter what.
Yeah.
And
I spammed Emeka Ibuka no matter what, dude.
Well, at least you got
shafted.
at least you got sniped. At least the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sniped us on Ibuka. Like, I guess not that it makes it any better, because I definitely would have been happy with Ibuka, but yeah.
Yeah. I always find it kind of funny that you can always talk yourself into feeling better about something. Like, okay, so like, let's say, do you think if we took, I guess because he was your guy, Derek Harmon, you would love it. But like, let's say we took Kenneth Grant, even though he went 13th. Like, would you have felt a lot better about it? Or would you have been like,
yes, yes. I've been saying Grant was my number 2. I've said it a lot that Grant was my number 2 choice.
I guess for me, I'm just really surprised that we took someone that I did not expect. Dude, I swear to God, the last person on my mind, and I might have even said, like, watch us take Barron, like joking, because I was like, there's no chance we're going to take a corner. Dude.
Yeah. I wonder who would have taken him if we didn't. I wonder who would have taken him if, like, we passed on him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, you know, you always get worried because you think to yourself, it is crazy that he fell and the Broncos couldn't pass, but then you're also like, but why did he fall?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's just sort of like
what's a fall? You're talking about 20.
I mean, he was mocked mid-mock season. Like, I don't think it wasn't recent or anything like that, but mid-mock season, he was mocked as high as Jacksonville at number 5.
Yeah.
He was. And Raiders at number 6, that was a pretty common spot for him too.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Well, fellas, I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all have a great night. Everybody in the chat, you guys are dope. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of videos. Check out David Talks Broncos. Check out Kodiak, and make sure you show them some love. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all the great stuff that they're gonna have in in the coming days, especially tomorrow, reacting to this video. And in case you guys cared, the Nuggets are down 58-82. So peace out.
Peace.